And next celebrity, Lancastrian fan, we've got a former professional footballer, England World Cup player, Premier League manager, great friend to us here at Lancashire Cricket and, of course, at Emirates Old Trafford. Delighted to be chatting to a good mate of mine, Peter Reid. How are you doing, Reedy?
I'm brilliant. Missing seeing you and have a sock with a drink in your hands, but there you go. You know, these things we have to overcome. It's sometimes, isn't it? And the main thing is that everyone stays safe, but you've always got to have a smile on your face, haven't you?
Absolutely. And how have you been doing your time? What have you been up to your time? You feel like me, I'm climbing the walls.
Eggy, don't even go there. Don't even go there. I've got a nice. I'm fortunate to have a nice garden, so I do me little bit in the garden, me core work, me little bit of running, and if I'm perfectly honest, happy hour is every day.
So it's getting earlier every day.
Yeah, it's a disgrace. No, you've got, especially when it's nice out there. And I've watched every black and white Cowie film. I've Glenn Ford, John Wayne. I've had everyone on there, so I've got to have a bevy. You know, like.
Well, you know the good thing is, Reedy, as well. The weather's beautiful. It's typical, isn't it? It's April. It's the start of cricket season. Usually, any other time of this year, it'd be absolutely lashing down and freezing. But now there's no cricket being played. It's beautiful weather.
Yeah, it'd be snowing. If the county championship was now, it'd be snowing outside. It is. It's like when I was a footballer. You know, August, you'd have a dodgy summer. When you reported for training, July, whatever, the sun would be out to be about 100 degrees. Same with the cricket.
So tell us a bit about your cricket. You mean we see you lots and lots around Emirates Old Trafford during the summer. You're a big fan of Lancashire. You're a big fan of England cricket. Where did you look for cricket first start?
I was brought up in Heighton, just outside Liverpool, obviously, and Heighton Cricket Club, which is gone now, was old Tudor building. I used to play for Heighton boys, top of the batting averages, and that was Golden Duck against Warrington, which I'll never forget. But me dad, my father, my dad got me into it in the sort of early 60s, Stadium and Higgs, you know, that side. I think it was Jeff Puller was open bat. So that's where I'm only a young'un now. That's where I got me love. Obviously, I knew about the history of Lancashire, to one of the oldest counties. I think it was the 20s we had a really successful time. And then obviously Jackie Bond's team with the one day, which was iconic, you know, where I think it was David Hughes it was dark. And I remember the black and white telly. I wasn't at the game. I was only a young'un. And I remember him getting 24 off an over, if I'm not mistaken. It was at Kent.
It was Gloucester in the semi-final. Yeah.
And I always remember the Jack Bond catch as well in the game. And that was a side that could play the one days. And it was a great. And hey, listen, we got the likes of Clive Royd and Farouk, who besides being outstanding cricketers, were great people, you know, brilliant people, and there was a good atmosphere. That side was it Jack Simmons, Husey, Jackie Bond, Barry Wood, Shuttleworth,
Farouk Engineer.
Farouk was brilliant, and every time I see him now, he's expanding, but he looks great. Don't tell him I said that.
No, it's going all over the world. You can't get away with that now. It's funny to say that. We spoke to David Hughes yesterday. Now he's living in the States. So we spoke to him, and that game that you mentioned there, the semi-final, and it was dark, and they interrupted the 9 o'clock news to show it. An iconic moment in cricket, and it just shows you as a cricket lover. That will stay with you forever and ever, won't it?
Yeah, it will do. I mean, I went to Old Trafford as a boy in the 60s. I think it was the West Indies were touring.
Yeah.
I think so. I seen Gary Sober, so who was like God to me. I mean, I've met him, and it's one of the best moments of my life because I'm a big cricketer. Now, because of my football, I was fortunate to become friends with the likes of Beefy, you know, Collie when I was up in Durham. So cricket has always held something, and Mike Addison, you know, it's always held something. And I always find cricket's very similar to footballers in terms of the way they deal with life, the way they enjoy life, but enjoy playing, and want to win, you know. And that's me love, and of course playing footy during the winter months as a schoolboy. In the days when I was a schoolboy, you could play in the street. So it was footy in the summer. In the winter, cricket in the summer.
Brilliant.
I've always loved it. Loved the one days, but if I'm honest, I love test matches. Love them.
It is your baby, that, innit? You do love the test matches. You'll get there, and you won't miss a ball all day. We might get someone to bring you a glass of something cold in between balls, but you don't miss a ball.
Hey, the only thing with that, God's honest truth, you know when Warney got his 600th wicket?
Yeah.
I'm there, and I have been invited to the boardroom, and I think Jill Douglas and Claire Tomlinson off Sky were in there, and they've gone, oh, can we have a Pims? And I said, well, you don't do them in here, but down the bottom. I've only walked down the stairs. He's only got his 600th wicket, and I've missed it. I've never got over it. Never got over it.
And you'd probably have to pay for the Pims as well. It's not a free bar down there.
And the other one. Hey, do you remember when was it Straussy? The box, there was a door open. Straussy I think he was going, sit down. I'm in the box. It was Sam Allardyce. It was Sam. Have you seen him on telly? Honest to God, it's Big Sam. And I'm going, sit down, you big... Got him next ball. And I'm going, yeah, that's your fault. Really, honestly.
Sam wouldn't know what was going on, would he, with cricket?
No, Budweiser and white wine and everything. Don't tell him I've said it.
No, listen, another thing, great mystery, and a mate of yours that's come with you to the cricket lots and lots of times, and I can't get my head around it. Dieter Amann.
I know you're going to say that. I knew you were going to say that.
What's going on there?
By the way, I thought I knew me cricket. He's an aficionado. Honestly, I'll be going, and where's any big? He goes, whack. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I thought I loved it. He adores it, and he'd watch. He's like me, watch every ball. I said to him, how come, without being funny, you know, a German lad, you know, how come you're into it? He said, I just adore it. I love everything about it. The ambience, the atmosphere, the banter, the crack. And he's just in love with it. Every time I'm at Old Trafford, he's there.
Yeah, he is. Every time we see it, it's great. It's great to have, you know, the likes of yourself and Dieter from different sports. Paul Scholes, another massive footballer who's a great cricket fan, and it seems to grab you. I'm just wondering, like you said, you learned the love of the game on your days in Liverpool. Liverpool, yeah. a massive area of Lancashire that cricket is a big part of their life.
Well, I always used to go to Egbert, and funny enough, when Lancs were playing there, if I'm not mistaken, it was invariable against Hampshire. He played Hampshire. I don't know whether it was, but and I remember the game there. It was one of the best. Or was it Surrey? Was it Mushtaq was bowling for Surrey one day? It was one of the best county championship games I've seen. And as you know, Egbert's a brilliant, quaint ground. Yeah, and that's another reason. I just love going there. And I've seen, I mean, Freddie and his pump, you know, some of the players we've had, you know, Ian Austin was a great player. Doesn't get the recognition, I think, for being such a good player. We had match winners. I mean, we had the proper players, Abbas, you know, Abbas, be there all day and he'd get 3. But you know,
you must remember the likes of the overseas players. You've mentioned Clive Lloyd, but what about Wasim Akram when he played for Lancashire?
Well, you couldn't. I tell you what, you would not. When he started getting that in swing, and I'll tell you what, he could move it every way, and like Jimmy Anderson's an icon. I mean, he's the cleverest bowler, brilliant. The other fella was the same. He's up there in with It's funny, I've just thought of something. It was a few years back. The PFA was so many years old, and me and Sam Allardyce were there doing a press conference because we were going to play Old England players at Old Trafford. And believe it or not, got rained off, didn't it?
I remember it.
At the press conference, anyhow, I was there. He said, "Oh, come on, have a practice." So I'm doing it. I'm batting, and I tell you what, Mahmood come off first, and he knocked a few down, boom, and then he slung this down. I didn't, honest to God, I heard it, and I thought, wow, this is heavy stuff. And I faced one at 90 miles an hour in the indoor. And how you lads, I mean, I think I could play cricket, you know, and with test matches, I'm giving it out. Oh, come on, get you. And then when you'd have to face something with the pace, it's just unbelievable.
Well, Will Greenwood mentioned it the other day. They'd run through a brick wall. You'd go in for a tackle in midfield, and you'd take on the biggest, hardest man that, you know, on a cold, wet Saturday afternoon at wherever you're playing. But then get someone with a little red cricket ball in their hand. You run a mile. We're the opposite.
But then I faced an over Muralitharan. Embarrassing, honest to God. So he's spun this one, and it's come through the air, and all of a sudden, so I thought, wow. Honestly, I thought, what's that? So I thought, I'll get to the pitch of it. So, like, it spun, and then, so I'm trying to get to the pitch of it, you know, moving my feet, and it hit it there. While the first one's up here, this one is, like, it hasn't bounced.
Amazing.
Six balls, and I never laid a glove on them. It was unbelievable. It was like, what are you doing here? My confidence, I'm glad it got rained off, because my confidence had gone. I'd done brilliant.
I remember that same day, that same event that we were at. If you remember, Philip Neville was there, who was an England
there,
and he looked the part, didn't he? I remember quality player, and I think recently, I think Freddie's mentioned that, you know, if he hadn't been having a successful professional football career, he could have done something in the game of cricket. So it shows you that sportsmen are multi-talented somewhere down the line.
Yeah, when you've got that eye to ball coordination, I think it helps. Except when you're facing him.
Well, really, if there's any consolation on that, you're not the only one who's made to look a bit of a fool when he's playing as well. So he's made the best.
Wait, how do you play wicketkeeper? How do you keep to him?
You've got to become a good guesser.
I'm just going to say that, because you can't be, you know, unbelievable.
The good thing about Murali, I mean, I played a long time with Murali and got to know he's the way he bowled, what line he bowled is which way he'd spun it. But many occasions I'd completely misread it, miss it by 3 or 4 yards. It hit the boundary boards, umpire is 4 byes, and he'd just be giggling at the end of his mark. That's how much of a great man that Murali was, and it was a pleasure to play with greats like that. But let's just move on to, you know, we can't not talk to you about the great career you had as a footballer. You know, you were a football manager. You played for umpteen clubs. Your heart and soul, and you probably realise your school boyhood dream of playing football for England in a World Cup. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I mean, like any football or cricket, I left school in the July when I was 15. In the June, I left school straight to Bolton Wanderers, apprentice. You know, playing with people like Roger Hunt, who won a World Cup, Peter Thompson, who played for Liverpool, Tony Dunn, who won a European Cup with Manchester United, and I was fortunate enough to get in Bolton side early, 17, 18. You know, which is to get paid to play football, dear me, the best thing ever.
Wow.
Very similar to yourself with cricket. Yeah. And then had a few injuries, but got a move to Everton, and then, you know, my career sort of, I had a bad knee injury, kept me out a year, which was tough, and then broke my leg. I had a spell of 4 years where I played about 30 games, which was tough. But when we went to Everton, we was a good side. We had a good side, well balanced. Obviously won a title, a couple of titles in FA Cup, which I think back when I played was every schoolboy's dream, you know, to win the FA Cup at Wembley. It's still brilliant. But back in the day, it was an occasion, wasn't it? It was an occasion. Oh. And I think, you know, when I was at Bolton as well, Jack Bond and Harry Pilling used to come to games because I think they were Bolton-based at the time.
And Bondi was a big Bolton fan.
Yeah, I can always remember that. Yeah. So I met Bondi there. So, you know, that was a great part of my career. And I still live in the Bolton area. And then Everton was fantastic. And then you get called up for your country and you managed to play in the World Cup. And no, I don't want to talk about Maradona's goal before you ask, because I knew it was coming.
That's the thing. I mean, we've laughed about it in the past, haven't we? Over here, and we.
Oh, it's funny. But you know, I think you put it great before when you said, you know, you're a schoolboy and you managed to fulfil your dreams. It don't get any better than that. No, you know, I'm fortunate enough to win a few things, play for my country, and then, you know, the next best thing I think to playing football is to go into management, and then. I did that and I enjoyed that, and the next best thing is to go on telly and talk rubbish about football, and I did that. So I've done the old trip, haven't I? So it's not too bad.
Well, you deserve your time in Eversock after all that, really, don't you? You need to be nice walking on the beach, and the sooner we get back to that, the better.
Yeah, I can't wait for that to open up again.
Yeah,
but I mean, and one of the things, and you mentioned it, no county championship, no cricket, no football. It's and I know. Hey, listen, I'm a fortunate one. There's many people out there who are going through tough times and really tough times. You know, who live in flats and apartments, who haven't got gardens, and it's tough. But I've got to say, I do miss my sport. I do miss my footy and my cricket.
Yeah, but and like you say, that we'll get through this, and as long as people are staying safe, they're staying healthy. You know, we can see some light at the end of the tunnel, hopefully now, and we will be out there watching football again. You'll be at Emirates Old Trafford.
Oh yeah, without doubt.
Look forward to it.
Yeah, I can't wait. To be fair, can't wait. And one of the things about Lancashire as well, I mean, you know, just going through some of the young players we brought through the academy. I think that's one thing that's got to be flagged up about the county. I think it's a massive. I mean, and rightly so, we've had some great overseas players. I mean, brilliant overseas players. But the academy is getting these young players through is fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think hats off to people at the top of our tree on the cricket that are trying to bring in local Northwestern-based Lancashire players, which you know yourself, Reid. If you share a dressing room, share that starting 11 with guys that are born and bred into that area of football, you're going to get 1 or 2% more effort out of them, and it hurts that little bit more when you lose.
Correct. Well, it's amazing because you know, I follow them on Twitter, and the banter's great, and some of them, you know, Parky and some of the lads, Paddy, all have done brilliant, and obviously, you know, Jimmy, who's come from Burnley there to be iconic all over the world, and just take it, you know. We had won the county championship for years and years and years. I was manager at Plymouth, and I was in Plymouth, and we won it at Taunton, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. At Somerset.
Well, me and our kid, should we go? Oh, nah. And I was busy, and I couldn't. I was listening to it on the radio, and it's the worst decision I've ever made, not getting in the car. Mind you, Plymouth's a million miles from everywhere, and it took me, but I was gutted that I didn't go there on the final day.
What a day. 2011, that was a memorable thing. But like you say, let's get cricket back started again. And, you know, with this team, this unit we've got at the minute, I don't want to tempt fate, but
no.
I'm hoping big things about this unit.
There's a lot of talent. And like you say, all credit to the academy. And hopefully Chappie can lead us to a few more trophies.